Long before humans set foot on the island of Tasmania, a quiet predator roamed the dense forests and misty plains. It moved like a shadow between the trees, unseen and untouched by the world outside. Its presence was subtle, yet deliberate. It was an animal of balance, a creature shaped by millions of years of isolation. Part wolf, part tiger, yet neither it existed on its own terms, perfectly adapted to the forest it called home. Every step was measured, every movement purposeful. This was survival, not dominance. It hunted when it needed food. It rested when the forest allowed. It did not kill for sport. It did not fear what it could not see. In a land untouched by humanity, it was king, and yet it was invisible. Then humans arrived. The first settlers brought sheep, cattle, and fences. They brought guns and fear, and with them, a misunderstanding that would prove fatal. The Thylacine, as it was called, suddenly became a suspect. Sheep went missing, and fingers pointed. No proof was required. Its existence alone was enough to place it in the crosshairs of a growing human population. Fear became justification. Laws and bounties were set, offering money for every head brought down. Hunters spread across the forest, setting traps and taking pups from their dens. Every death was met with applause, every capture celebrated, and still the Thylacine survived in small numbers, elusive and ghost-like. But survival was no longer enough. Gradually, sightings grew rarer. Tracks disappeared in the mud. Nights grew quieter. Even the forest itself seemed to mourn the loss of a once thriving predator. Captivity became the fate of the few who remained. Zoos displayed them in cages, stripped from their home and their freedom. Crowds came to see them, cameras clicked, and the last survivors lived out their days under human scrutiny. Alone, confused, and slowly dying, they became a symbol of a species caught between worlds, wild and human. It was not just an extinction of flesh and bone. It was a disappearance of presence, of sound, of life in the forest that no longer echoed with their movements. The last known Thylacine died in 1936. Its body, preserved in a museum, was a final reminder of what had been lost. But extinction is not dramatic. It does not announce itself with a roar. It is quiet. It is absence. It is the slow, relentless disappearance of sound, movement, and presence. It is the forest that grows taller where the predator once ran. It is the silence of prey that survives too long. It is the final moment when a species no longer responds to the world around it. And yet, even in that silence, stories persist. Locals have reported sightings in remote forests. Footprints appear, only to vanish. Shadows move just beyond the light of a torch. Cameras placed in the wilderness capture shapes that cannot be explained. Hope lingers even when evidence is scarce. The Thylacine refuses to leave the imagination entirely. This animal was more than a predator. It was a teacher. It taught the world about the fragility of ecosystems. It demonstrated the consequences of fear, misunderstanding, and exploitation. The forests that once supported it were fragile. When humans reshaped them, the balance tipped. The Thylacine did not fight back. It did not protest. It adapted, it hid, it disappeared. And in doing so, it left a warning for those who would come later. Extinction is not always immediate. It creeps quietly, almost invisibly, until it is complete. The silence left behind is heavy with absence, and the regret of those who allowed it too late to act is a lesson written in stillness. The stripes along its back were more than decoration. They were the signature of evolution, a mark of uniqueness forged by isolation and time. Its jaws were capable of strength, but never cruelty. Its limbs carried it swiftly across uneven terrain. Yet it moved with patience. Observing it closely, one could see intelligence in its eyes. a careful, deliberate thoughtfulness that only comes from survival in an untamed world. It lived in forests that have now grown quiet, in valleys and plains where the wind carries only memory. It was the perfect predator, the perfect mystery, and the perfect lesson in humility. And when it left, the world grew poorer for its absence. Humanity tried to understand it, to study it, to preserve it after the fact. But the Thylacine was never theirs to keep. Museums display its skeletons, photographs capture its ghostly figure, and old film reels preserve motion that was long gone. But these are reminders of what was lost, not replacements for life itself. The world remembers it because it survived in our imagination. Long after it disappeared from the forests, scientists debate whether a few still survive in the most remote parts of Tasmania, if the species adapted in secret, or if our eyes simply yearn for their return. Legends grow from hope, from longing, and from the impossible desire to undo history. Some believe it still roams at night, moving silently through the trees, always aware of human presence, always hiding. Others argue it is gone, leaving only traces of its existence in memory and museum displays. Yet there is power in absence. There is meaning in what we cannot hold. The Tasmanian tiger reminds us that life is fragile, that ecosystems are delicate, and that fear can destroy more than predators ever could. It reminds us that extinction is permanent, but remembrance is not. Every whisper in the forest, every shadow at night carries a question. Did we do enough? And could we do better next time? The story of the Thylacine is also a story about us. It reflects our capacity for curiosity and for destruction. It shows how quickly balance can be overturned. It teaches the cost of underestimating the natural world. It is both a tragedy and a lesson, written in fur, stripes, and bone. The forests remember even if we do not. And though the last Thylacine has passed, its story continues to echo. It challenges us to listen, to observe, to respect, and to never forget. For in the quiet, in the absence, it speaks louder than any roar ever could. In the end, the Tasmanian tiger was more than an animal. It was a mirror reflecting the consequences of human action, the fragility of life, and the depth of mystery that the natural world contains. It vanished from sight, but it left a mark that endures. We cannot undo what happened, but we can honor its memory by remembering, by learning, and by ensuring that other creatures do not meet the same fate. The Thylacine lives on, not in forests, not in cages, not in photographs, but in the story itself. And as long as its story is told, it is never truly gone.